Hello YouTube and welcome back. This is the Indie Evolution channel. I'm InGamer and this is going to be part 2 of our Let's Play of the just released game Mars Warlogs. From part 1, if you were here for part 1, we went through the opening cinematic, gave us a little springboard into the story we're playing. We also got a little glimpse into the inventory system. Checked out some of the game's just opening features, the animation, did a little bit of combat. At the end of part 1 we did get our first level, and we're going to be going into our character screen here to take a look at our options. What they start us out with here is a skill wheel that we're going to be kind of using to advance our character. It's separated into 3 categories. The first of which open to us is Renegade, and we can go in and take a look at some of the Renegade skills. The Art of Blinding, Deadly Shadow, and First Aid. It looks like each one of these skills kind of takes you down a path with further skills. So as you increase in level, I'm assuming some of these will unlock, or maybe as you complete achievements in the game. We got 2 levels for our first skill, for our first, 2 points for our first level up. Our first one is the Art of Blinding. I believe that's the throw sand ability that's linked to 2 on the keyboard. And we can see these are the upgrades for that ability. Deadly Shadow will cause our attacks from behind to deal 50% more damage, and then will give us various stealth upgrades as we continue along that line. And then First Aid, pretty obvious what we can do there. So from the Renegade we now go into the combat. And first up in combat is the Science of Evasion. Okay, so this is basically a defensive skill. Works really kind of like armor, because it doesn't lessen the chance you'll be hit. It soaks the damage as you receive it. And Tough Skin, another damage reduction. Oh, I'm sorry, minus 25% damage received while evading. So this is purely a defense skill. The Tough Skin is going to be the armor skill, which eventually, if you go up the tiers, will give you plus 25 health. And the Science of Parry. This is a skill that combines the block mechanic that we saw earlier and the block and counter mechanic that we saw earlier in the first video for combat. So this will allow you to parry projectiles and even parry electrical arcs. Not sure exactly how that's possible. Maybe there's some equipment that's associated with that. And the last of them that is not open to us yet is Technomancy. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is a thief class skills, warrior, and then the Technomancy would probably be akin to magic. Maybe that's actually going to be using various technological items to bring about effects that would be consistent with a magic attack in a fantasy setting game. So we'll see that when we get that open. But for our first skill here, I've really got some good options. I would like to be able to see. Oh, you can actually click on the locked ones and it will show you. So if you do take, for instance, the Science of Evasion, this is the next in the line. So you can actually see what your what your skill tree would be if you proceeded down this path. I'm kind of interested more in the stealth skills. I like to test that area of the game out. So okay, so after the Art of Blinding you go into increased criticals. And the Deadly Shadow is going to give you some increases to stealth ability. Deadly Shadow is going to go into increased stealth, and then an assassin line. And then the first aid into an even deeper medic line. You can see here the effects of the injections last 1 second longer. Not sure what exactly. I'm assuming these are like health injections. So it's really hard to make a decision on what I would want right now. I mean, obviously 5% physical damage reduction. Can't really complain about that. The evasion is probably situational in combat, so maybe I might want to stay away from that. Also the art of blinding, probably again. Everything else here looks to be pretty situational. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the art of blinding for my first skill. Help me blind my enemies in combat. And we actually have enough points to be able to upgrade that, or we could spend those points on another skill, and I think I'll take Deadly Shadow for my other skill. And make this guy kind of a rogue style character. Is just from the opening cinematics, he does have kind of a roguish personality to me. So, and we also have feats here that we can use to further customize our character. I gotta say, I do like the character system in the game. I mean, we'll see how much of an effect the skills we take actually have on gameplay, but so far the setup I like the idea behind it, and I will go ahead and acquire Quick Learner. And we can see our war log here. Actually keeps track of our quests. See our side quest here, the handyman's assistant. Gotta find the parts needed for the mechanic. Diary kind of keeps track of our storyboard here. Oh, and this is nice. The different techniques and tactics, you know. I guess kind of as you use them. Or as you learn them are going to be found here. Also keeps track of, kind of like in Mass Effect, if you remember the codex that kept track of. This is a guy we've already kind of taken care of in part 1. The codex that keep track of the game's lore and the people that you've met. I always like that in games. I'm not going to take time to read through these right now. I don't want to take you guys away from the game for too long, but and then you also have your locations here, and of course your map. This is always handy. So okay, but we'll get back to live gameplay. I did just want to take anybody who's an RPG fan knows that character customization is an all-important aspect of an RPG. So I wanted to take some time just to let you guys take a look at all the options that you have there. And it looks pretty robust. Just a couple tool tips coming up. It does look like a pretty robust character customization system. And the cutscenes are plentiful. Very cinematic game from the get-go here.
Hey Roy, just wanted to tell you, everyone's talking about how you took out the fat guy. He was embarrassing the entire Aurora army. Here, take this. A little thank you.
Huh, thanks.
Okay, so as reward for, apparently everybody in here in the game hates Fatso. So now that we've taken out Fatso, it looks like we're getting a little respect in the yard here. And this guy gave us just something slightly better than our original makeshift weapon. So that's kind of nice. And we do have an upgrade option. Okay, now we can get a little look at the crafting system. And it looks like there are different options, different things you can add to the weapon that are going to have different effects. And then here are the required components to do so. So that is somewhat similar to kind of the Dead Island upgrade system, but not identical. And we'll see how that plays out later as we're able to collect some of these items. But so far, everything I'm seeing from the game in the early goings, I'm pretty impressed with. I mean, you know, the visuals are, it's got a nice visual style. The voice acting again is a nice addition to the game. It's not great graphics, but it's good graphics. It's not great voice acting, but it's good voice acting. And all of the framework for a good RPG is kind of coming together as we look more and more into the options. So,
hey you! If you're heading to the mess, make sure you watch your step. Don't even think about doing the same thing you did with Fatso.
Nice of you to worry about me and all, but I think he learned his lesson.
Cut the bullshit! I heard you were gonna kill him.
He was looking for some action. He got what he was looking for.
Get out of here and go blow it somewhere else. You hear? Go do some gardening. Do some hoeing. It'll do you good.
okay, so at the very least, with a fully voiced protagonist, the different options for you guys who really do like to, you know, to RP, really do like to role play. Found a little scrap metal there. Who really do like to RP and like to role play when you're in these kind of games. You know, the different voice options do kind of give you that. Do give you that option to determine who your character is, what kind of person your character is. And I'm just going to check my map here, make sure we're probably going to want to go left to get to the mess hall. Place to salvage here. Some more scrap metal. We still do have that side quest. And it looks like we need 3 more items for the handyman. And
let's find somewhere quiet
appears to be the mess hall. And you probably just saw in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, our special abilities are... Got a health injection, 2 health injection packs. And we've run into the... This is an open world game, you can probably tell that. More maybe puts me in the mind of a BioWare, which I hate to keep going back to Mass Effect, but even Couture, you know, you're kind of in a, you're not an open world, you're more in a theme park or a small open area is really more what it puts me in the mind of. And we'll go ahead and speak to Innocence here.
Come on, let's go.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if when he says we should find a place to sit, if he really... Oh, apparently we can sit down. Okay.
Right. Not exactly luxury, but everyone keeps this place neutral. You don't fight in the mess, so we can talk here.
You really want to escape? You have a plan?
Speak more quietly. I don't want everyone knowing.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Well?
I thought I'd ask the manager of this hole to take us back home. What do you think? Although he really doesn't look like he wants to help out. Abundance's technomancers don't seem that much nicer than ours. The real question is, you ready to risk your ass to get out of here?
Well, seeing how warm my welcome was, yes. I don't particularly want to hang around.
Good. You learn fast. I thought about it, and I figure there's only one way that can work. At least if we don't want to fry.
Which is?
Steal the train that brings the prisoners here, of course.
You don't pull any punches, that's for sure. But are you sure you're not just completely out of your mind?
I never said I wasn't. I'm not stopping you from taking off if you're scared.
Okay, the entire thing's crazy anyway. All right, will you fill me in?
You're gonna volunteer to work in the camp power station. When you're in there, you case the place and you find out where all the stuff guarding the train is. I'll get a hold of some weapons while you're doing that, and then all we gotta do is get through the entryway, blow up the electric shield, and take off.
Don't we already have weapons?
This shit won't save our ass if we go up against guards. They got good protection. We'll need guns at least. And I think I know how to get some.
Shit, guys! It's hitting the fan down there! Those Abundance bastards sent some of our boys back in pieces again!
Holy shit. Are they dead?
If they're not, they're as good as. Bet those assholes are gonna come back with their sign-up speech again. More food if you go down and do some cleaning.
Yeah, except it's more food for those fucking bugs. Thanks, but I'll give it a miss. They can do their own cleaning.
Great. It's just what I was expecting.
What are they talking about?
The drilling well keeps getting overrun by moles, and because the grunts have better things to do than get rid of the vermin themselves, they send prisoners in with weapons to take them out. I'm gonna volunteer. I think I should go with you to recruitment anyway. I can ask them to change what I do at the same time.
Yeah, I was born with a light bulb in my mouth, didn't I tell you?
Don't overdo it. They'll think you're a technomancer. As long as you don't start farting sparks, it should work. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so we got a little hint as to how the story is going to progress here. It looks like our plan is to escape from the confines of this prison. I did see a couple of people that you can talk to that I think I'm going to engage. Just a note on the animations, and I mentioned this before, it's a minor thing, but when you do turn, it's a snap. There's not really a turn animation, so to speak. It just kind of jumps you to your next position. It's just something a little quirky, something a little odd.
Hey, hi. We've never had the chance to talk. I heard about the fat guy. Takes balls, I gotta say. Apparently the guy pissed himself. I'm Jay, and if I can do anything for you...
I'm Roy. Actually, I just wanted some information.
I knew it. I knew it. Come on, give, man.
See if we can get a little background information.
You got news from the front?
Couple of bribes by the new arrivals. Seems there was this big battle at Green Hope. Real carnage, my man, and that's the truth.
And? Who won?
Same as ever, buddy. The ones who send bastards like you and me to die for them. Whoever won ain't gonna change much for guys like us. Anyway, seems our guys won this time. General's wisdom and honor have apparently pushed things in favor of Aurora.
You think it could mean the end of the war?
Yeah, but not for us, buddy. It'll be months before we get back home. If Abundance even sends us back, of course.
Okay, so that's a little bit of information. Apparently the war is still in full thrust, but our side is winning. So this is kind of part Total Recall, part Hogan's Heroes. If anybody out there is a fan of TV Land, might get that reference.
You know the guards here?
Of course. I'm one of those who has been here the longest. I was a scout and got caught at the start of the war. You know, in the end, they're just like us. They're the good guys and they're the assholes. Bob's a great guy, for example, but you already know that, right?
Yeah, he's not like the others. The rest of them really play by the book. Abundance has these ideas.
Oh, don't try and tell me you prefer Aurora's bullshit. Or you wouldn't be called Roy, right? And they're scared shitless of their technomancer. They obey, yeah. Maybe more than us, too. Gotta say, their system's pretty strict, and they're scared shitless of their technomancer. He's called Sean. Not the most laid-back guy in the world, but what do you expect from a technomancer, huh?
You're not kidding. Know your way around weapons?
Like all of us, I guess. I was only a scout, though, but I had one, you know? Even if it's not my specialty.
So what's your specialty?
I get what I need to start off with. I make some things, collect others. I know where to find stuff, who to trade with, including for services. And also, for information, buddy. That's what you're here for, right?
You could say that. That's it for now. Thanks for the tip.
Okay, so far I don't think we've seen any, and it looks like we'll be able to tell one faction from the other. You see, speak to solidarity. It seems like all the members of our faction, Innocence, Solidarity, General Wisdom, have these kind of names.
Do anything for you?
No, don't think so.
Okay. Solidarity seems to be the strong silent type. One thing that I do notice as I'm looking at our quest to go to the recruitment office, when I go to my map, it doesn't actually show me a recruitment office. So it appears you got to kind of explore and search your surroundings, maybe to find what you're looking for. That's not a bad thing in a game either. I mean, that can actually cause you to find areas that you might not otherwise find. Sometimes it can end up being a bit of a drag. If you notice, there's no mini map. There's no, you know, direct interface on my screen pointing me in the exact direction I should be going in. You know, that does add a sense of realism to a game, and it does, you know, force exploration on the player. If you're the kind of player like me that does like exploration, then it's no big deal. It actually enhances the game. For people who like a more straightforward approach, might find that to be an annoyance. But I think in most well-designed RPGs.
Hey, Roy, I don't know what you did, but I mean, it's bad. He's on guard in the next block.
Guess he wants to talk to me about the fat guy. Thanks for the info.
No problem. Later.
Alright, well, we've got someone else who wants to talk to us. I'm sure we'll come across Bob. He was actually marked on our map, so shouldn't be too hard to find. But back to this subject of kind of the forced exploration. In a well-designed game, it usually never becomes an issue. Because the exploration actually leads you to finding new things and finding new side quests. And so I'm not willing to say that that's something, the lack of a mini-map and the lack of, you know, on-screen radar and these kind of things. I'm not willing to say that that's a flaw in the game. Not just yet, anyway. You know, it's not a design mistake. It's probably a design choice. Hello. And the early tutorial is just kind of done in these splash screens. It's just telling you that for certain enemies to check your war log. Whoa. Okay, I see. Sorry about that, guys.
That's so weird. I never saw a dog attack like that before.
Yeah, that's strange. Looks rabid.
I'll have to talk to the kennel master. Thanks for helping out, Roy. We'll take over now.
Okay, just gives me a little tooltip on searching bodies. And found some crafted components. If you notice in the combat there, and I'm not sure if these are so easy because they're the early tutorial missions, or if just the combat AI in this game is maybe a little below.
Sorry, the dog attacked you, really? I don't understand.
Below my expectations.
Usually the guy that takes care of them trains them really well before letting them go. And by the way, I heard you kicked ass with that fat guy and his gang.
It's true. And to be honest, he got off easy.
You know, even if my comrades had to get involved, I really think most of them are glad you did what you did. I know that even with you people, this guy would have ended up in front of a firing squad. But here you're prisoners of war. And playing cop, not your role, really. Even if that guy is a real bastard who should have never been in the army.
If I understand right, you're happy, but you think you gotta preach. Do you know what that fat guy wanted to do to me?
I know. But it's our responsibility.
Listen, I don't want to intrude, but I just couldn't let him do it.
Forget it. I understand. I didn't even know what I'd done myself. If they'd gotten him, he'd have been sent down the hole.
It cost him. He'll be in the infirmary for a while, and with a bit of luck, it'll calm him down.
You know, I've been there. I might have helped you. Working off steam, you know?
You got problems to work out?
Just bored shitless, that's all. Right, I'm back on guard. Bye.
So some
Hey,
of
the Bare Knuckle King. What do you want?
see if we can get some more information from this guy.
The mechanic needs resistors, bits of sheet metal, and a new wrench.
That it? To be honest, if he can't find it himself, I can't help him.
Been here long?
Sorry. Been here a while, yeah. I wasn't very good on the front, so they sent me here. It was a drilling well before, a big abundant site. But with the war, there weren't many people left to work here, of course. So they decided to make it a prisoner of war camp. Seeing as how it's a long way from the front in the middle of nowhere, it's a good spot. For a P.O.W. camp, I guess there's worse. For us, on the other hand, it's a real pain in the ass.
Okay. The in-game dialogue is sometimes not exactly clear. And maybe you just really do have to go through some of the in between sessions here. I'm going to go through some of the codex, some of the information. In the quest log, and see if I can get a little backstory and get a little clearer picture of the game world that we're playing in.
Get out of here!
Oh, these guys don't seem too friendly. Oh, hello. Oh, combat does get a little tougher. Alright. Oh, that splash screen is annoying right in the middle of my screen. Okay. Pick up a few more items from him. One of the things I do like so far is that the items are the loot that you get off of the people you've defeated, you know, makes sense. It's not items that you completely would not expect to find.
Roy, so you finally taught the fat guy a lesson, huh? Ha! That fucking vermin, good one!
So one thing is clear about the story. The fat guy was not well liked. Everybody's pretty happy that the fat guy has gotten what he deserved here.
Hey, Roy. So, I heard you took that fat guy down.
Yeah, he asked for it. So the kid and me gave it to him good.
Hey, good one, buddy. You too, kid. That fat pile of shit had it coming. Absolutely right on, guys.
And apparently the fat guy doesn't have a real name. He's just known by various insults for overweight people. But it looks like we did not only collect a level this session, we also managed to collect all 6 items. Managed to collect all 6 items for the mechanic that we met at the beginning of the game. And that should bring our session this time to an end. We're going to make our way back to the mechanic. And in part 3 of our Let's Play, we will be completing the mechanic quest and also leveling our character up to level 3 and proceeding into our current main quest, which is to escape from the prison we're in. So, guys, I got to tell you, early impressions. And it is important for a game to make a good first impression. That's what kind of gives you your springboard and gets you into the game early. First impressions of this are good. I mean, it's not a blockbuster, high budget, high production BioShock Infinite. It's not Mass Effect. It's not a game on that level. But the game is fairly well done. It's interesting so far. I feel interested. I feel like I want to go on and I want to play more just to find out more about this game world. It has a certain degree of immersion to it. I like the graphical style. The voice acting is, like I said, the voice acting is professional. I feel like it's not. There's no Academy Award winning performances in this game, but they get the point across with the voice acting. It does its job. So, you know, right now I'm pretty happy with my purchase of this game. Obviously, very early still in the game, but so far so good. I gotta say, for a first time release from this developer, I'm into it. That's the best way to describe it. I'm into this right now. So, well, guys, I will see you if you come back for part 3. Please do, and please feel free to leave your questions, comments, and anything else in the comments section under the video. I will respond to you guys. Please let me know if you want to see more of these. If you do, I will keep cranking them out, and I'll probably bring you guys some other games. There's another game called Crater right now on Steam that I'm pretty interested in. I'm doing Let's Plays of Stalker, the 2007 release, concurrent with this one. So as I'm doing these, you'll probably also on my channel see Stalker Let's Plays. But don't forget to join me for part 3, guys, and we will get deeper into Mars War Logs. Have a good one.